in the service park in Otepää, where the service will be just getting underway. We've just completed the 7th stage of 14 of this rally here in southern Estonia. And what an exciting afternoon, 2 stages it's been, 6 and 7. We went from a 14-kilometre stage to a 10-kilometre one. And we've got a big battle with local drivers up front. Julian, tell us where we're at right now.
Well, I mean, right now, as you say, 2 local drivers, 2 Estonians. Linamar's just extended the lead. It's the biggest it's been all weekend. There's 4 seconds now. We've been swapping leads from like first and second, Linamar to Verves, Verves to Linamar, tenths of seconds. But Linamar had a very, very good stage just there, that last one they've just done. And he's extended that gap to 4 seconds now. And I mean, as you say, it's been so close to then have a lead of 4 seconds. It's nothing, but it's massive compared to what's been going on so far today. But I think Verves will come back. He'll kind of get himself reset, and then he'll be like, right, got to sort this out, because Linamar's on a bit of a roll now, and you've got to stop that momentum going. Verves got to stop that now as fast as he can. So let's see. But they're starting to creep away as well from the battle for 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. So it's now a 2-horse race. Verves has got to fix it himself. He's got no one else to get himself kind of mixing up with Linamar to get distracted with.
So here is Robert Verves. We can see him right now driving through the last stage, which was stage 7. Now, he set a fantastic time. Then Nikolai Gryzin set an even better time. And then to top it off, we had Georg, who did even better than that. And now he's leading in the overalls. And now we've got 2 Estonians currently leading. And in 3rd place is Mikko Heikkilä, the Finnish driver.
Yeah, Heikkilä had it. Well, he's been permanently in 3rd place. He's been in there. He wasn't happy. He just slipped out in his interview that he'd had a spin. We were totally unaware of him having a spin. It must have happened very, very early on. But yeah, and he was like, kind of, hang about. He did that stage time and he had a spin. So yeah, I mean, a great run for him. But what's interesting is Linamar and Gryzin, a bit like Heikkilä, apart from the spin, both saying it didn't feel great. It felt a bit slow, felt a bit, and their times came. But they always say that it's not slow is fast, but smooth is fast. And on these roads, you've got to keep that momentum up. It's not the big wide road we see on some stages, but it is a road. But this was Gryzin. I mean, Osberg looked amazing in the last section, but Gryzin looked really good as well. And Gryzin popped in the quickest time at that point until Linamar came through. And yeah, new co-driver, same car and everything, but new co-driver for this weekend, getting in preparation for Latvia. So that now, because Gryzin had a couple of stages where we were like, oh, what's happened there? Dropped a handful of seconds. Not now. He's back where we know he can be at that pace.
He was on full attack there in stage 7, as you said. But what was interesting was when Linamar did say, you know, that he felt like they was missing something, but it was the case for everyone, that everyone was struggling going through that stage. But what do you think he meant by that? Is it consistency? How important is the local knowledge and the familiarity with those roads to this rally this weekend?
Well, I can't really answer the question, even though you've asked me the question, because Linamar said I'm missing something. I'm not sure what, because you've just beaten everybody. Kind of like, I'm not really sure what you're missing, because you've just gone and smashed everyone. So it's, and I mean, then I can't remember, it was Gryzin saying he wasn't sure whether the tyres were the right choice, but then they were, because it was damp through both stages. Not wet, just damp in places, and that gave them a bit more grip. So, again, Linamar, I'm not sure what he thinks he's missing in there. Maybe now when he's on the road section back here to service and James tells him, yeah, you were 3 seconds up and you're leading by 4, and he's kind of, okay, right, that's good. Let's maintain that. Let's get that smooth passage through the stages. They go back into those stages again. There will be in this service, which we're going to do like a real deep dive into it. Yeah. There will be some setup changes, a second pass setup. We'll try and find out exactly what is a second pass setup for the new viewers who are joining us.
One of the biggest challenges of today has been the changing weather conditions, of course, and the local drivers have really stayed consistent and haven't been caught out by that as well. We've had sunshine, we've had torrential rains, but they've really managed to stay in the top 3 from the beginning of the day, from the qualifying even. So let's take a look at the overall classification, and see how everyone is doing and where we're sitting right now. now. So as we say, it is two Estonian drivers in the lead, and we've got Mikko Heikkilä, the Finnish driver, currently third, Nikolai Gryazin in fourth, Mikko Marchik in fifth. You said Mads Osberg, great performance from the Norwegian, currently sitting in seventh, and John Armstrong in eighth, another great day for him. Hayden Paddon, lots of ups and downs today for the New Zealand driver. He had an issue after nosediving off a jump in the first stage of the day and had sustained some damage to his radiator. Andrea Mabellini, Matteo Franceschi, maybe losing. He said he's not confident here. He's not feeling this rally. His first time out here in Rally Estonia. Is that something that you can gain after doing a few stages? Even the afternoon pass or the second pass of a stage. Can he find that again?
Well, he'll hope so, because he's just, for me, he's not a Franceschi I've seen all season. He's just now starting to get disillusioned. He's starting to get a little bit frustrated. But what he's got to remember is, yeah, it's not ideal, 11th place. Paddon's only in 9th. That's what he's got to just keep in his head. Yes, Paddon had that problem this morning where he had to ease his way through the day and things like that, those two stages. But he's just got to think about it at the long game.
And why, Paddon? Because they're fighting for the overall championship lead. They're currently exactly at 56 points, both of them. So to get a good place to finish on the podium here would be super important for either one of them. Actually, when I spoke to Franceschi before the rally, the fact that he was, woohoo, yeah, we're here in Estonia. He said himself, how fantastic to be fighting up against, for him, a hero such as Hayden Paddon. But do you think that he did have his confidence slightly knocked after that power stage incident in Sweden? Do you think that maybe played a fact? Or is it more the fact that it's first time here and, you do need a bit of experience to kind of be able to go full send?
I would say it's a little bit of both. First time coming here, super fast rally, that's obviously going to have its challenges. But then coming here on the back of a massive shunt is really, really tough. But we've joined Pirelli. Alberto is here.
Oh, here he is with the microphone in his hand. Come in. Come and join the party. How are you doing?
Yeah, great, thank you.
A very challenging weekend for tyre manufacturers here at Rally Estonia. How tough has it been for the drivers to choose the right tyres for the stages with the interchangeable conditions?
Yeah, it's a bit of a gamble because, of course, some drivers found rain, some drivers didn't. The road anyway was, if not wet, a bit damp from showers that came prior to the drivers driving the stages. So let's say everyone found some water. Someone found more, someone found less. And of course, if you find more water, it's better to go with the super soft tires. If you find less water and it's only slightly damp, it's better to go with the soft tires.
So, I mean, what you're obviously referring to is the fact that during some stages, like right in the middle, there would be torrential rain. So from that moment on, the drivers would be confronted, they'd be aquaplaning, confronted with ruts filled with water.
Yeah, of course. So it's difficult to drive in the ruts in standard condition, in dry condition. Even more difficult when there is a lot of rain and you have some aquaplaning. So yes, let's say the softest tire can save you a bit, but it's still not as much forgiving. And the problem is that if it's dry, you want to have more precision, so you want a bit harder tire, so you go with the soft. If it's more wet, then you want more grip, so you want to have the super soft. So.
But that leads me to a question, because you're allowed 3 compounds.
Yes.
So you're talking about super softs there. So you have got super soft, soft, and a medium. Is that your options? Because no one tells us anything until we get here. We can't get you out of the way.
The drivers aren't telling us anything. The teams aren't telling us anything.
So your options: super soft, soft, medium. Okay, that's good. That's good to know. As Hayley was saying about the weather and everything, but does it help only having 2 stages service, 2 stages service? Because it must make a big difference with their tyre choice.
Well, of course, the less stages you have to do and the less you have to compromise. So if you have many stages, then you have to think about the weather condition that would change a lot. and you have to always compromise, maybe mix a choice, I don't know, 2 soft and 3 super soft, or vice versa. If you have less stages and the weather conditions are a bit more predictable, then you can make a single choice. And if you make a mistake, you change it after 2 stages, not after 4 as is usually.
Right. You're talking about mistakes, being able to change the tyres quite a lot. Let's talk about your drivers. You've got one in second place. Has been in the lead, has been in second place, has been back in the lead, in second place at the minute.
It's still a long rally.
It's still a long rally. Verbes, how impressed are you with this youngster?
Well, I know Robert very well since the juniors, so junior WRC, and I know he's a fast driver, he's consistent, and I think he can win the rally.
Of course you're going to say that.
Of course.
Your counterpart over there are going to say that the other car's going to win.
Of course.
But I mean, what kind of work can you do with them? As you say, do you have? I know in the World Rally Championship with your engineers, you have one per manufacturer team, then one for WRC2. What is your situation with these drivers? You've got Gryes in here on the screen, you've got Verbes, you've got Padden. How many engineers do you have to float around these drivers?
So we have 3 engineers here, plus the local market manager, who is a rally expert, so will help us a lot. So let's say 4 people who will follow the whole service park, and we follow all the teams in.
Okay.
And we don't have a dedicated engineer for a team like we have in WRC, of course, but everyone will follow more or less all the drivers.
And are you allowed to give any extra information to the driver? You allowed to advise them? Do you advise them?
Of course we do. We give the same advice to everyone. Okay, the advice can be a bit, let's say, personal, because you know the drivers, some drivers will aim to win the rally, some drivers are just here to make experience, some drivers are here just to have fun. So, of course, the driver who want to win the rally will not have the same advice as the driver who's just a gentleman and just here to have fun.
Nikolai Gryazin's here. We know obviously his main thing is the WRC2. He's here to learn for Liepāja, for Latvia, Liepāja area, an area that you know quite well. Is he working on a kind of a different plan? Is it all the same tyres, or are they different tyres to WRC2?
We have the medium tyre, so the K6B reinforced is available also in WRC2. So let's say it will be the main tyre in Liepāja, but it's not the best choice here in these conditions. So let's say if you aim to win the rally, you go with soft and super soft. If you just want to make some experience for to prepare for Liepāja, then yes, you go with the medium. In this moment, Nikolai is going more for soft and super soft, a mix of soft and soft, not for the medium.
Okay, so he's about performance rather than learning.
I mean, fast drivers want to win. They don't want to participate.
I was just curious about that. Right. Weather forecast. I'm overdressed here right now because I'm a bit warm, but it's ever changing. What can you tell me about the weather?
Not much, really.
Look in the sky. I want some proper info here.
Do you have any insights, any inside information? Because I'm sure as tyre manufacturers, you must have to, no?
We don't have any special weather forecast. We don't have a crystal ball, I'm sorry.
Oh, you don't?
We have all the information, the same information as the teams have, as you have.
No crystal ball in your truck then?
No, I'm sorry.
Too bad. Well, thank you so much for that. Thank you for sharing the insights of Pirelli Insights and, of course, telling us how your team are currently doing. Now, have you ever wondered about the difference between a Rally 4 and a Rally 5 car gearbox? I know I have. And, in fact, we have someone, the perfect person, to do an explainer. It is, of course, our very own Seb Scott.
What we have in front of us here are 2 giant metal objects, but they're both gearboxes. One is a Rally 4 gearbox, the other is a Rally 2 gearbox. They share a lot of similarities, but crucially, they share some differences too. So the biggest similarity is what we call the bell housing. You can see it here, it's this great big dish shape. Old gearboxes, the bell housing used to actually look like the outside of a bell, hence why it's called a bell housing. This is the side that attaches to the side of the engine. Inside here goes a flywheel which directly connects with the gearbox, and it's operated, this spindle here, by a clutch to engage with the engine and drive the gears. Fundamentally, that's how we turn wheels in a car, from the engine to the wheel. Now, other similarities are drive shaft outputs here and also on the other side of the gearbox. Same on the Rally 4 gearbox. This effectively is the front diff. This is what drives the front wheels. They're the similarities. So if you look on top here, the Rally 2 has got an extension unit here. The Rally 2 car drive shafts are both the same length. But on the Rally 4 gearbox, you'll see that one unit here comes out further and the drive shaft output here doesn't go out as far. It means the drive shaft on the Rally 4 car is longer. That's a standard characteristic of a Rally 4 car. It means one wheel is more susceptible to carrying damage on the drive shaft than the other. Other similarities are you have a mounting bush here. This is where the gearbox is connected to the engine, and on this side it's connected to the car, and this is made out of rubber here. It absorbs vibrations and it stops any vibrations coming along the drivetrain, coming into the car and affecting the handling. You've got the exact same here on this side on the Rally 4 car. Other similarities, this is called a detent. What this does, you press a button on top of the gear shifter, and when you're selecting gears, it prevents you from going from first into neutral by accident. You have to press the button, select neutral, and then if you want to go in reverse, press the button and select reverse. So when drivers are crashing down the gears at high speed to get into first gear, they don't accidentally put it into neutral, accidentally stall, or put it into reverse. Now, other similarities are we have seals. The closest one is here. This is an FIA seal, and this lock wire here goes through these bolts. What that means is this gearbox has been sealed for this event. In case the car needs a new gearbox, they can replace it with this one. What it means though, they cannot open this gearbox. They can't change any gears or any internals within this case. So it's the same for everybody. You're allowed one gearbox and a spare gearbox if you're a priority crew. There's a seal around here as well. It's just the same. But differences. The main difference here is size. The Rally 2 car is a heavier car. It's four-wheel drive. It's got more power. It's going at higher speeds. The Rally 4 car is a more standard car. It's smaller, it's lighter, and going at slower speeds. So it means that this gearbox, the Rally 2 gearbox, has to put up with a lot more load and a lot more friction and damage, whereas the Rally 4 car has less load going through it. The other key difference is you'll notice at the back here, the Rally 2 car has got what's called a prop shaft. It's called a prop shaft because propellers on planes and boats come out longitudinally, and it's called a prop shaft. We also call it a prop shaft on a car, and coming out from here is a big shaft, a big circular thing, goes to the rear of the car to connect to another differential, which then drives the rear wheels. That's fundamentally the only major difference between these two gearboxes though. And final thing to point out is this is where the gear stick connects to the gearbox. It's on a rod, you pull it, you push it, you pull it to go up, you push it to go down, usually anyway. And final thing, this little tag, most mechanics will put it on, no oil. That's very important. If you don't want to mount this gearbox and send it out, it's a reminder that it needs oil, and they're diff ramps, so hopefully this gearbox doesn't get used and we've just given away what diff ramps are in it. And that's about it.
Yeah, so that's Seb Scott giving us a little insight onto gearboxes. So we're down at BRC with Hayden Padden. Hayden, currently in 9th place overall. We've just been watching you looking at tyres, and just been that huddle of people as a load of tyres. How important is that situation right now, with managing that situation with tyres?
Oh, we don't have to manage it so much. Tyre wear is not so high here, but it's quite a unique format in terms of that we have a lot of services. So you're never going to go out with new tyres every loop of stages. So we've got to keep reusing and trying to find the best option. And of course, we're waiting on this big rain tomorrow afternoon, so keeping some tyres up our sleeve for that as well.
Everyone keeps saying about this big rain. I'm overdressed right now because it's really warm here. But then when the wind comes and the crowd goes, how difficult is it reading those conditions that are changing out there?
It's difficult, but at the end of the day, just get in the car and drive. We can't do anything about it. You know, essentially, once your tyre choice is made here, then you just forget about what you could have or would have or should have done. You just go out and drive what you got. So, yeah, it's interesting, but I think, yeah, say tomorrow afternoon is going to be the tricky part.
9th place overall right now, not where you wanted to be, but it's, considering what happened this morning, it's better than being in it than not being in it. Is it all about managing Franceschi, or is it now just trying to see what you can do?
Look, without the time loss, we would have been in the top 5, so that would have been good for the championship. But in saying that, 9 times out of 10, you probably would have cooked the motor this morning to do 10 Ks with no water in the system. So we've got to count our chickens that we're lucky to be here. So of course now it's good that we've got ahead of them. But you know, when you're 8th, 9th, 10th, you're not scoring very big points. So we need to, one, get the good road position or better road position for tomorrow. That's hindering us today. We just can't do much when you're fourth on the road. So if we can try and improve that for tomorrow and then see if we can try and get another position or two maybe.
Okay, right, I'll let you go. And there's a massive discussion going on. I'll let you go get involved in that if you want to, but they've got it under control. Okay, right, we're going to go to Haley.
I'm joined by Andrea Mabellini. We just completed stage 7 here at Rally Estonia. I mean, how would you describe the rally so far for you?
For me, it was really nice rally. I think we are pushing and we are gaining some good times. But yeah, in one stage the rain came quite heavy, so we lost a lot of time in the last split. So yeah, but it's part of the game. It could be for me or for everybody else. But yeah, now in the last stage, small mistake. Like we had aquaplaning and the stage was full rain, full dry. Sorry, so. Yeah, we went totally straight in a junction, so we lost a lot of time, like 10 or 12 seconds, I think. But yeah, this one allowed us to lose a position. Now we are 10th overall. We are now back in the back of Hayden Paddon. So yeah, it is like it is. We cannot do nothing, and the race continues like this.
But I think you're one of the drivers that got caught up in the unlucky periods of torrential rain and, as you said, in that last stage in the aquaplaning as well. How do you manage that? You know, kind of overcome and keep that motivation going into the next stage?
We are fighting against each other, but everybody has the same problems. So no, it's not easy to manage it, but you must be very strong in your mind. And me and Virgi, we do always the same. We are fighting first of all against ourselves and then against the others. So yeah, it's, as I said, it's not easy, but it's our job. So we must do it.
A tough rally out there with some, you know, very complicated technical stages as well, you know, going from some wider parts to very narrow areas. I mean, what would you say has been the trickiest part of this rally?
Yeah, for sure the narrow part are very more difficult than the fast and large one. But yeah, it's you have to find the compromise because you can be very fast, as I think we are in the fast and wide roads, but then in the narrow parts we miss something, and it's not easy. It's there are many trees waiting for us, so yeah, it's more or less always flat out. But then you have one corner that you have to brake, so you must be prepared for this.
Okay, how are you feeling going to the second pass of this afternoon?
We will go flat out.
Good to hear. Thanks a lot, Adriana.
Yeah, just listening there, Mabellini, we're with Mads Osberg, but Mabellini saying he's going to go flat out this afternoon. 2 more stages in the forest, then 1 around Elva. Mads, 7th place overall. How's those 2 stages been?
Yeah, it's been quite okay, to be honest. I think the stages were quite good for us with the start position. I think we did quite the maximum of what we could, and we are also catching a bit the guys ahead of us. So we are just trying to climb as much as possible to have a better position for tomorrow.
As you say, it's all about that position for tomorrow, but how good is it having, we heard you before, but you have 2 stages, then you come back and you have 2 stages, you come back. Is that disrupting the rhythm from regular, or is that good for you?
Yeah, I mean, we are used to one thing, so yes, it's a bit different, and I would say especially coming to a first pass in an afternoon, it's not something we are used to, but it was nice. I didn't think about it, to be honest. We did the morning and then we do the afternoon, and yeah, it's okay. I like it. And then we have a lot of breaks here at service, which is nice. So we can have a coffee, some cakes, and enjoy life.
Cakes? I'm not sure whether you can have cakes. I mean, you've got to think about the weight and everything.
Yeah. Well, the car is so strong, so a little bit of cake can always do well.
That last section of that stage we just saw, quite narrow in the trees, watching your onboard was just like poetry in motion, really Scandinavian drifts from one way to the other. How nice is it when you get that feeling going?
Yeah, it's really nice. It's amazing stages here, to be honest, and I felt we have had quite a good rhythm today, except for the first loop this morning where we struggled. But apart from that, we have enjoyed all the stages, and I felt quite comfortable in the car. So we can play and move the car around and try to make the dance in the forest as pretty as possible.
As I said in the first question, 7th place overall right now, half a second away from Cess just in front of you. That is another position on the road, as you say. How important are, because of missing round 1 through illness, how important is overall positions now rather than a championship challenge?
Oh, that's a very good question. I haven't done that math, to be honest. I do one rally at a time, and I know that with the start we had to the championship, it's tougher than normal, especially also with the favorite rally coming first and missing that one. It was hard, but we do one rally at a time, and of course we want to think also about the championship, but finally we are here to enjoy every rally, and now we are in Estonia, which is a perfect place to be. So that's my focus just now, and normally on a Monday or a Tuesday I will go in and see how the points are.
Okay, right. My director's just told me that I'm free to roam around. I want to know what cakes. Have you got any cakes?
Oh yeah, I can show you.
What, look, come on, right. He's going to regret telling me that I'm free to go. Right, come on. We're going to go and see what cakes that Mads Osberg lives on. You got to bring him here. We've got to bring him here because we can't bring our comfort.
So here we have.
Oh. Hang about. What have we got here?
That's some protein cakes, and we have some protein chocolates and bananas. So I reckon that's cake. Or you more of a chocolate cake guy?
Yeah, I was hoping for chocolate.
No, we don't have that. Sorry.
Right, we're leaving. We're leaving.
Okay, goodbye.
Chocolate. Cake is chocolate, Mads. Ah, thank you. Right. Disappointing on the cake. Right, we've been given a free roam to walk around. So let's go and have a look. This is where Yannis, my cameraman, and Artu, my soundman, are going to hate me forever. But fortunately, we don't have to go too far because we're going to go across the road here. Look at the people in the service park. It's great. They're getting ready. We've got Gregor Yates here. I was going to say Raul Yates. That's his dad. We've got Linamar waiting for Franceschi to come in. Just seeing who else is around us. Some fans here. Just watch out. We've got a car. We've got a car coming. We've got a car. We've got Gregor Yates. I'm going to speak to this young boy over here soon. Find out. They'll speak English. They always do. They always do. Right. Let's go. Let's go and find out who this young boy is. Right. Let's go this way. We're going to find out. We're going to jump in on him. Right. Hi. How are you?
I'm Henry.
You're Andrea, yeah?
Yeah.
And who are you supporting this weekend?
I'm so bad English.
That's okay. Who's your favourite driver?
Robert Virves.
Oh, that's good. Robert Verves. But Linamar, he's leading. Verves is second. So maybe you should support Linamar now, yeah? Linamar's number 1, Verves number 2.
Yeah.
Okay, right. I'll let you watch the service, okay? See you later. Right, we're off somewhere else. Let's go. I'm waiting for... I'll tell you who I have seen. I'll tell you who I'm going to try and find. I don't know whether he's here. He is here. Right, he's going to hate us. We only ever seem to speak to him when he's not doing very well. Max McRae. I've just seen him. Oh, sorry, pardon. I'm going to try and grab him. I don't think his old man's here. So, Max, can we have a quick word? At least he's smiling. At least he's smiling. I've been given free roam to walk around. Unfortunately, you're my victim because I've spotted you. So, yeah, well, it's lucky for us because they prefer to hear from drivers than me. Bad luck for you because you shouldn't be here quite yet. What happened this morning?
Yeah, it's not really sure yet. It was just absolutely pouring down with rain and came over a crest and quite light on the brakes and the engine just turned off and then we were kind of a passenger from there. So we need to have a look at the data and see what happened, but I guess it aquaplaned on the water that we couldn't see with a steamy window. But yeah, not a nice feeling when everything locks up and the engine stops. So not a lot we could have done, but yeah, it is what it is.
And the car here, is it waiting to be repaired or is it not going to be repaired for tomorrow?
No, it should be okay for tomorrow. I think it's just radiator and some cosmetic stuff like the bumper and all that. So it was quite a soft stop, but still in quite fast, but it was lucky it was quite soft trees. It sounds amazing saying that, but yeah, soft pine trees. So it wasn't a hard stop, but yeah, so we'll see how we can go tomorrow.
It is frustrating after the highs of Hungary and things like that. but it's, I suspect what your dad would say is character building.
Yeah, it kind of feels like you use a bit of your luck on the first round for the whole year, but I mean, you just got to go get the experience when stuff like this happens. And I've never been here before, so as any seat time is good seat time. So we'll try to get back out tomorrow and yeah, just try to learn and do as much as we can.
Okay, right, I'll leave you to go and do whatever you should. Yeah, oh yeah, what snack? Mans Osberg said he had cake, but he didn't. He had like all this protein bar stuffed. Are you a bit of a, like, do you have some proper snacks, not some protein bars?
No, I'd like some cake now, though. That would be nice.
I wouldn't go in there because his cake's not very good. I've just been in. I was very disappointed. So you want to find someone else for cake. That's what you want to do.
Yeah, I'll go have a look.
Exactly right. We're not doing very well on the cake and the snacks thing here. Right. Going to go down. We've been to Padden. We've been there. And wait, did Linamar come in yet? Linamar. No, Linamar's not in yet. Okay, right. While I find some more drivers, we're going to find out where Hayley's. Not sure where she is. She's somewhere in this service park. So, Hayley, what are you up to?
For those of you that saw the opening ceremony that went down 45 minutes down the road in Tartu, you got a taste of some of the many activities and celebrations and spectacles and shows that they put on here in Estonia, and especially at Tartu, which is 2024 European City of Capital of Culture. So you're probably wondering what I'm doing with these three riders. These are three freestyle BMX riders. We're just avoiding Mikko Heikkilä in the middle of the service park, and you'd be right to. Well, actually, they'll be taking part in the power stage, albeit on their bikes and not in a rally car. David, maybe you could just tell us. Oh, here we go. Here we go. This is what you've been working on. So tell us what we're going to be seeing tomorrow in the power stage.
Yeah, I came here to Estonia to jump over fast driving cars. It's gonna be first time in my life. I ride bikes since a long time, but I never jump over the cars. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
There's always a first, David. Yeah. So as we can see, this is a fantastic ramp that's being built. And it's actually two ramps. You will be gapping. Okay, so gapping the stage. You'll be gapping the road, and there will be a Rally 2 car driving underneath you whilst you are doing what over the gap?
Yeah, the jump is pretty big because we need to have space for the car under us. Yeah, so it's a pretty good jump for big tricks. Hopefully the weather holds up and we get a nice chance to do some nice stunts.
So you're talking about stunts, you're talking about riding your bike and stuff. Okay, to someone that is not familiar with freestyle BMX or freestyle mountain bike is what you're doing right now, can you just basically give us a quick introduction as to what it is exactly?
It is usually takeoff and the landing, and between the takeoff and the landing in the air, you need to do the best trick you can possibly do in the air.
And here you are in Poland, right?
Yeah, it is a Polish competition from last year. Yeah, it's a highlight of my season 2023 for sure.
So this is a taster of what we're going to be seeing tomorrow, basically.
Yeah, it's going to be something like this, but over the cars. I can't wait to do it.
Well, we can't wait to see you. So we're here with with some local riders. So I'm going to Sim.
Yeah.
Thank you for stepping in last minute and coming to
you.
chat to us about BMX riding. And Christian Poder. Sorry, I'm getting bitten by a wasp. Followed by a wasp here. Estonia is well known for one of the most famous extreme sports events in Europe. It is, of course, the Simple Session that goes down in Tallinn every year. Now, Simple Session brings together the world's best BMX riders and skateboarders into the Tartu town hall. And basically, you get the best riders battling it out on one of the best, BMX, freestyle and skateboard park infrastructures built by the famous constructor Nate Vessel. So once again, tell us a bit about this. This is some footage, some images of Simple Session. What is Simple Session all about?
I think you pretty much did all the what is it all about, but yeah, like you can see, it's all the worldwide riders come together and ride and do best they can.
It's something really sick, and it's like really nice that it's happening in Estonia.
So what's it like to compete in an event like this? Because I mean, I've been there, and there are thousands of spectators there in the hall, but also it's being streamed around the world. You know, to get that fantastic recognition at home in Tallinn, what's that like?
I actually haven't ridden there, so Christian, you're gonna take it over.
Yep, and it's like it's a little bit nervous at the moment because they're always building a new park. You can't practice it anywhere because you only have 2 days for practicing, and after that you have to think of your run and tricks and put it all together.
Yeah. Here we go. This is you at Simple Session riding the park. It's not an easy task because already you see the distance between the modules. You know, you're really having to throw down trick after trick after trick back to back and showing variety and skill as well. It's really super intense, and all of that is timed. Cramming all of that into what? How long do you get? 1.5 minutes? 1 minute?
1 minute usually, yeah.
So why are we talking about Simple Session 45 minutes in Tartu? Well, it was actually founded in Tartu by a guy called Risto, and it's coming back to Tartu at the end of August, 24th and 25th. Tartu is place to be this year, right?
Of course.
So as I said, like Tartu, lots of things going on down there. You're taking part tomorrow?
Yeah.
You ready for it?
I want to. I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not convinced here, but just finally, I mean, I don't know, you might have heard of a very famous mountain bike rider called Brandon Semenuk.
Oh,
now, he's made the crossover, right, from mountain biking, freestyle mountain biking to rally. In fact, he'll be driving one of these cars, a Rally 2 car, in Latvia in the next rally. Oh, wow. Yeah, right? Look at that. Yeah. Bearer of good news. Is this something that you could ever see yourself doing?
No, I don't think so. I prefer 2 wheels, not 4.
Well, I mean, if there was like a level of extreme, do you think that what you do is more extreme than a rally driver?
I think definitely rally driving is more extreme. I would love to do it, and it looks like so much fun doing it. But yeah, it probably takes so many years to practice it and to get comfortable in the car and drive so fast. So yeah, I probably will stay on my bike.
Okay, a lot of investment, absolutely. You'd like to do it?
Well, if I'm on a passenger seat.
A co-driver?
Yeah.
Okay, why not? Would you have a go?
We actually had a talk about it in the car when we were going to the Lego, and I think if downhill and biking doesn't pay off, I think we're gonna go into cars. I'm gonna be in the co-driver's seat, and my friend is gonna drive. So maybe.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah,
I like your style. So we'll check them out. Yeah, watch the live power stage because they will be gapping, and that is a huge gap. The stage. So don't miss out. Now, Julian, who are you with?
Robert. 2 more stages just done now, back in service. It's now second place, 4 seconds behind. It's not a lot, but it's massively compared to what has been going on. What did Georg have in those 2 stages that you didn't then?
Probably tires, but okay. We tried to do some tire tactics, so we hopefully should be with slightly better tires now for the rest of the race. So at the moment, I'm not too worried.
I appreciate you're on Pirelli's, he's on Michelin. So is this, you meaning you maybe took out part-worn tyres, he took out new tyres in that loop? Is that what we're thinking?
Sorry, repeat.
When you say he had better tyres, did he have newer tyres to you on that loop?
Yeah, so, we were on quite worn tyres, so it wasn't maybe the easiest to drive, but I think even with this, the loss is not that bad. I was expecting slightly more even.
How difficult is it when you have so many different types of services to not take that temptation of new tyres all the time?
Hard to say. It's always, I think, in the end, if you are out of good tires, then maybe this will be more stressful, because at the moment I think the position is really good. We are not far away, and in the end I'm thinking about tomorrow's evening, where I am in the standings.
Yeah, today doesn't really matter in those standings. It is tomorrow evening. Second pass of the stages. What have you learnt from this morning's second pass that you can potentially take into this afternoon's second pass, or are they totally different roads?
Quite different, I would say, especially the last one. But other than that, it's quite typical Estonian roads, really fast and flowing. Some nice jumps, and the second one has some maybe different surface for quite a while, with a very slippery places, but otherwise okay.
At the end of the previous stage, Seb Scott asked Georg about leading his home rally. It's an international championship, the second highest rally championship in the world after the World Championship. What would it mean? You've won a junior world title. What would it mean, though, to win your home rally, and how important is that to you?
I think it's as important to me as it's to Georg.
And where does it rate then, do you feel? This battle now, where does it rate, and how important is it compared to like Junior World Championship?
I must say maybe it's quite equal.
Okay, well, Bex, me and Bex were discussing it. I was like, we're talking about a world championship here to one rally. Bex thought it probably would mean more because it's at home and everything. So for you, it's quite equal. So me and Bex are not wrong. So second pass, the car's just revving up there, getting warmed up. You confident? You happy?
Yeah, of course. Always.
You seem so calm. I'm trying to excite you here. You're just like deadpan.
I'm focused. It's still a long way to go, so I just try to do my own thing, and yeah, hopefully can end it in a high note.
Okay, I'm not going to take any more of your time. I'm going to let you get focused up and enjoy it. I can't wait for the battle. Thank you, Robert. That's great. So Robert Verve is their second place in the minute, 4 seconds behind. He's got a queue of people wanting to interview him. I'm not sure where Hayley is. I'm not even sure whether I'm meant to be throwing to Hayley. But Hayley, if you have somebody, over to you.
I'm joined by Peter Toole, Senior Director of Sports for WRC Promoter. We're here to give you a very exciting announcement, which is the brand new scheme initiative called Beyond Rally. So my question to you is, what is Beyond Rally?
Beyond Rally is an initiative to bring women into the world of rallying. We know that there's a lot of hidden potential. We want to give it a boost. We want to have young women competing in rally.
So that sounds very ideal, almost like a dream opportunity, but what does it consist of exactly? How do women out there, or young girls, how can they take part?
Very easy. At least you have to be 27 years and younger. As of 1st of January 2024, it takes a driving license. You have to be eligible for an international C license. You send an email to beyondrallye@wrc.com with a short video and your CV. And if you are lucky, you will be picked for 15 young women competing in a kind of training camp. And then we select 3 lucky women to compete in the WRC round Central European Rally.
So this training camp, I'm imagining it's a rally training camp. They'll get the opportunities to drive on multiple surfaces, right?
Absolutely. But we start, as it always is, with theory. That means media training, very important to get new sponsors. Absolutely. And to know how to handle interviews. Physical fitness, very important.
Sounds good.
Then driving on gravel, driving on tarmac, and as rallying is a team sport, you have to learn about the right pace notes, and we have experts who will teach the young woman how to do it professionally to be successul.
Peter, as I said, this sounds like a dream opportunity for anyone watching, any young woman or girl watching, to get their foot in the FIA rallying pyramid. And of course, it's an opportunity that you can't miss, because it will mean that they can take part in the junior ERC. Is that it for 1 year?
Yes, absolutely. As I said, after the training camp, we will identify 3 young women. They will go to Rally Central, to Central European Rally, and the best out of the 3 will have a Arrive and Drive fully supported campaign in the WRC Junior Rally Championship.
Okay, so WRC Junior Championship.
Absolutely, in 2025.
Okay, but Peter, why was it important for the WRC promoter to put this into place?
We see no reason that there are not women being successful in the world of rallying, and we need that. In 1982, Michèle Mouton was the last woman to defeat men, and she was nearly becoming world champion at this time. And why not? Pushing again to get at least some good women in the competition, because we see them already successful being a co-driver, and the next step is be on the driver's seat.
Jumping over on the other side.
Absolutely.
Do they have to have had any motorsport experience to take part?
It's helpful, but for example, it must not be necessarily in rallying. It could also be a good kart driver or coming from the racetrack. Sure. You can learn everything, and we will full support that. That means we have experts in training, and we will really push for it that it is a successful initiative in any way.
I think there's a lot more kind of support from associations, really encouraging young women to get into motorsports, to inspire, even the younger generations as well. Because I mean, I always think, what you can't be what you can't see. And, Michèle Mouton was such a star of rallying for so many years. It would be fantastic to discover the brand new Michèle Mouton, who's probably out there and probably watching right now, actually. So let's just go over how they go about applying to this. So they film a little video of themselves. Yes. with their smartphones. Then they write a little description, a little profile of themselves, what they like, their hobbies, and why they want to take part in this Beyond Rally initiative. And then they send it to beyondrallye@wrc.com, and I just checked the inbox. They're already the first appliances in, and they sound very interesting, and it's very important for you to know if you are watching us. It's up to the 30th of July, 30 of July, and then we close the books, and then we select the lucky ones who can be, the 50 ones who can be in our training camp. So they've got the deadline is the 30th of July 2024. They have to send over a little description to beyondrallye@wrc.com. That's beyondrallye@wrc.com. If you want to find out any more information about the scheme, to go on the website www.beyondrallye.com, and there'll be more information about this fantastic initiative. I must admit, I'm so glad that you're here in Rally Estonia to talk about it, because I read about it yesterday, and it's already going all around the world, and so many girls are enthused about it. In fact, let's thank you so much for that, and let's take a look at some of the reactions we've had today.
Yeah, we're now down in the service park with Georg Linnemer, our rally leader. It's a massive 4 seconds, Georg. I just gate crashed you. You were off somewhere. Where were you off to?
I was just checking the notes for the next pass. Nothing else.
Sorry about that. But yeah, OK, so give us a little insight. We just spoke to Robert. He reckons that you had better tyres for that loop than he did. So were you on newer, fresher tyres than him?
I don't know, we were on used tires also, but maybe his was a bit more worn. Maybe he was playing a bit more for the next loop. I don't know.
Okay, how confident are you? How happy are you with how it's all going so far?
Yeah, I mean, it's going decently. Obviously, it could be better in places, but yeah, I mean, Robert isn't making life easier for us, so can't get too comfortable.
What I find interesting was yourself and Gryazin came to the end of the previous stage saying it just didn't feel like super great. It felt a bit slow. Then both of you were fastest. That's normally the way, though, isn't it? When you're not on the ragged edge, it feels nice and cool.
Seems like it, yeah. I mean, obviously we did try to push in there, but yeah, it felt like I was doing some mistakes or just not committed enough in some places. But I don't know. Seems to be the thing today that every time we feel like the stage was decent, the time isn't there, and then when it doesn't feel so good, then it's okay.
Question I've got before I let you go and do your recce videos is in WRC2 you're running on Pirellis because it's the controlled tyre. You've come here for a one-off. You changed tyre brand. How difficult is it to go and change tyre brand for one rally?
You get used to it quite quickly. It's not that hard.
No, there's not that much difference in them?
No, there is some difference, but it's not like night and day. I mean, there's still gravel tires both. It's not like I'm using slicks now, so it's fine.
Okay, right. I disturbed you. I'm going to let you go and do your videos and your like kind of look. How much do you change on those? Do you do massive changes or not?
No, I mean, we've been driving on these roads for a few years now, so just small adjustments and nothing else.
Okay, dig deep. Big bravery this afternoon.
Thank you.
Brilliant, thank you. Right, we're on our way round. I'm not sure where Hayley is. MRF is coming up soon, if we're not already there, but let's go and have a bit of a look around as we find Hayley. She's somewhere there. Doing that initiative, obviously, with Peter Toole about with the Women in Motorsport kind of program that WRC Promoter and that are doing. It's a great incentive. But Hayley is with MRF. We're going to go down there, but rather than my cameraman walking backwards all the way down there, I'm going to throw to Hayley and we will join her there in a couple of minutes.
There were a few instructions there, Julian, but at least we get the message. You're going to come over and join myself and Vivek, team representative of MRF Tyres. So, the conditions today have been crazy. It's been sunshine, showers, torrential rain. Right here, I'm worried if I put sun cream on, I mean, how hard is it to judge the right tyres to put on a car during a day like today?
It's, to be very honest, it's absolutely miracle to get it right. You know what I mean? Because we have a selection of 3 different compounds, which we have to make it happen. And as you said, every 10 minutes, there's a different weather condition, Even driving from Tartu to Service Park here, there were like 6 different conditions. They're damp, they're pouring, bright sunlight. And also sometimes there is bright sunlight, but the ground doesn't get dried up. So how do you choose the tire? So it's always been a challenge. And for now that with the new homologation system, it's always been a challenge that, which tire to pick. So yeah, so that's a big challenge for us. And also one advantage I can say is having these 2 stages. I think Julian is sneaking in. Come, Julian. Yeah.
Yeah. 2 stages, 1 service.
2 stages, 1 service.
I'll come in.
Which is actually. Thank you. I feel important now. So it's 2 stages, 1 service is actually very, very.
Helpful.
Very good, helpful.
Yep.
But I would prefer we would have had a service this morning for 10 minutes. Would have been fantastic to make a right decision because we went with yesterday's tire from the Super Special and continued today. So yeah, there was a bit of ifs and buts here. Very, very challenging this rally is. Yeah.
Well, okay. We knew obviously you had to use last night's tire, no service this morning. Would there have been a massive difference in your choice if you'd had a service this morning?
I think so, Julian. To be very honest, as I said to her before, I was a bit downer now because I would prefer a different tire choice this morning.
In retrospect, what would you have changed?
I would have changed a different compound, yeah.
Okay, what would you have changed? Yeah, softer or harder?
Round and black, yeah.
Round and black, all right, okay.
Yeah.
We're going to change the colour. We're going to put in an FIA regulation, right?
Yeah.
That they're going to have to be blue or red or green.
That's what I
so we
thought.
can't have this black brown stuff.
Like a Formula One,
Exactly.
No need to ask any questions. It's already there.
Exactly.
Maybe for the future, but it's a good thought. That would have been my approach or my team's approach. Would have been a different tire compared to yesterday's evening, but what it is what it is, and we will fight through Yeah.
Our end of stage reporter, Peter Mackay, said that that there were a few drivers discussing the tyre wear, and that it might have been surprised by a tyre wear because of the conditions on the ground. He said there was a kind of a bedrock, there was an extra kind of gravel, right, that was really wearing away at the tyres. Was this something you heard about? Is this something that,
See, when you have a rally like Latvia, which is one condition, and you can make a prediction. Here, the gravel is different, the bedrock is different, and even when we did the recce, we actually dig on one of the side roads, try to find out how far the water can go in. That is different. We actually had a small shovel which we use on the side of the road, just to dig if it is rains, how far it can go down. And the crazy stuff which we did. But unfortunately, because of the varying conditions, and as you said, every 10 minutes there's a new condition coming up, that makes it very, very challenging, this rally for us. And also for us, MRF, we never had a experience in Estonia because we never competed here. Right. So this is the first rally we are here. So there's less data for us to fight out. So, yeah.
But that's what's interesting, because you are, as you say, you're recuperating, you're getting hold of all this data from your very first time here in Rally Estonia. And I guess you're kind of taking this as a learning curve, taking a lot away from this. As you can see, we've got Martins Sesks, who was out in the stages today. One of your, a little smile on your face.
No, that's because we need a bit more aero right now. I have to give him a bit more aero and, a bit more power in the car because he's been used to it for last whole week, Martins is fantastic, phenomenal. Saying that Andrea Mabellini did a good job as well, with the conditions what he had, a little bit of a tough qualifying, but Mabellini did a good job as well, yeah.
He was, but he was caught out by the conditions because, in the second stage, he was caught in that torrential downpour.
I think this year we need to call the rain god, and talk to him or her, whoever is in charge. Because in Sweden it happened the same thing when Martins was running third, and then we had the rain only for Martins, and then Solberg was of course quick, but Martins got hold of the rain.
Andrea Mabellini, and he said he was caught out in the last stage because he said I was aquaplaning. He said it was just totally unexpected.
I don't know. My engineer is with him right now. Not my engineer. MRF engineer Fiore is with Mabellini right now, and they are talking what is aquaplaning, and of course Julian was mentioning the same. And I haven't spoken to him yet.
You spoke to him.
No, I haven't spoken to him yet. But I think Fiore is with him asking what is dry aquaplaning. It should be dry planning, isn't it?
Well,
that's not
you ask him.
on the road. So I don't know. Maybe an Italian translation in English. I suppose.
Yeah, two Italians over there now. They'll sort it out.
They'll
sort it out. But considering it's your first time here
in Estonia,
how satisfied? I know you're not satisfied unless you're winning, like all of the tyre brands. Yeah. But how satisfied are you, and how much are you learning? Probably more importantly,
I think I would say this rally is a kind of a testing session for us because of the varying conditions, and with our new super soft tyre, how we are using it, where we are using it, and what road position we are using it, is actually giving us more data, which we will carry over. Unfortunately, there's no more gravel rallies this year, but next year we will going guns blazing. No, nothing to even breathe. I am not in that condition at the moment. It's full on. And I hope, and I put my request to FIA and the WRC promoter, let's have 4 gravel rallies and 4 tarmac rallies. Makes it even, Stevens. Let's go and fight on the road.
Well, there you go. You heard it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
It's always a pleasure talking to you, and here in the service park.
And you guys are doing a good job. Yeah.
Well, good to hear.
I'll give you that money later.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Okay, I'll let you go.
Cheers. We'll be heading on to the second pass of this afternoon in just a few minutes. What have we got to look forward to? What are you expecting, Julian?
Well, I spoke to a couple of drivers. Mads Osberg discovered his terminology of cake is not the same as mine. He had all these. Well, he said, he said he's going to have some cake. He has lots more opportunities to have cake. So I went to find out what kind of cake he has. It's all protein bars. That's not cake is proper chocolate.
So
Anyway,
cake's a metaphor, right?
Yeah.
For,
So-
good
so-
luck or whatever.
Yeah, so we spoke with him. I then went and spoke to the two Estonians who were out front. And it was hard work. Because they weren't giving me anything. They weren't giving us anything. They weren't giving away anything. They weren't telling us really any insights about what
They're holding their cards close to their chests, aren't
yeah, and to be fair, I nearly had Robert up against the side of the truck because he was wanting to go, and I was like, just trying to get more and more out of him. They are two very focused young men in a big battle with each other. Georg actually crediting Robert with, he said he's not making our lives very easy at all. We're off to watch our onboards again now to see what we can kind of find to try and dig deep. So you asked, what are we in for? Another ding-dong battle, I think, between them.
Sounds good.
Sounds brilliant.
Good. Let's take a look at the overall classifications after Stage 7, heading in to Stage 8 after Service C. We'll just take a look at those. Of course, you mentioned the two local drivers, Georg and Robert, with Mikko Heikkilä, the Finnish driver, currently concluding that podium for the moment. Nikolai Gryazin in 4th place, Mikko Marchik 5th, Martin Sesk 6th, Mads Osberg, you spoke to him earlier, let's see if he gets some cake. And then Hayden Padden currently 9th, and Mathieu Franceschi. We're really going to be focusing on those two because there's another big battle going on there for the overall championship points. So here's the overall, this is the schedule for the rest of this Rally Estonia. We'll be starting at 3:45 local time, and that is in a few minutes. So yeah, no, that was earlier on. We're going to go into this.
3 more to go anyway.
3 more to go anyway. So let's hand over to the commentators.
It's confusing, isn't it? But I tell you what, it's exciting. We have 3 more stages to go here in Estonia. And we're heading back into Kanepi. It is just over 10 kilometers in length. It kicked off our loop a little bit earlier on today. And I can tell you the good thing is we're not seeing any more rain out there this afternoon. That's what we saw this morning.